super excited regarding this project. I want to design a small container. Okay, so this is the final render and this is the third episode. The first episode we did the container design, the second episode the environment, and the third is the V-Ray. So enjoy it, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Hey and welcome back. In this video we will continue. In this video we'll do the V-Ray for the caravan, the container scene. Now this could take more than one video if you really want to do it. And I'm not gonna speed it. I'm gonna do it slow because I've been requested a few times regarding the V-Ray to do it and to explain. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna render. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna open my V-Ray tab. And this is V-Ray 3.6, and the first thing I'm gonna do, let's just restart it. So I'm gonna do a test render. So basically I'm gonna do one render now to see just what the where we're standing and where we're starting from. So the first thing, I want to cancel the interactive. I don't like it. Some people like it. I want to turn on the denoiser. I want to change the frame to 1000 full HD, 1080. Save image, I don't want to put. Environment for now I'm not touching, and I'm gonna go here, global illumination. I'm gonna add ambient occlusion and render elements. I can add material ID. So this is basically just to know where we're standing, and I'm gonna render. And I've been asked many times what is my configuration, so I have a video about it, and I have the I have the AMD Threadripper. So that's enough. I see what I have. Okay, so the first thing we want to adjust is the sun. Now since we have trees, so just turning on the sun can take a little bit time, and maybe stock the model, as you can see. So what we can do is we can, it's working. So let's see if I can find some sort of time of day that I like. I like this, and maybe okay, and also I've been asked what kind of plugins I use. So here's a plugin that I use, and this I'll show now here, the north. So I can't find a really good sun, so what I'll do, I want, let's say a sunset, but I want it just to be a little bit more like this, like on the sitting area. And okay, so now what I need to do is to remember it's 6:40 around October, right? November, October. So I'm gonna go back to the scene, and as you can see the time changed, so I'm gonna change it to around the time that it was. And now I can give another test render and see if I like the sun result. So for my opinion, this looks much better. Okay, another thing, when using a V-Ray on some of the materials get lost. Like you see this brown, so basically if you go here you see this triangle, basically they're missing the texture. Now because I'm missing the texture, so it becomes a little bit more darker. So you can deal with that in two ways. You can cancel the linear workflow, and then you get like a lighter. Or what you can do really is to solve the problem. And solving the problem is to go to the V-Ray, and under the V-Ray you go to the file path editor. And you'll see all those yellow ones are missing, so I control the first one and shift, and then I'm gonna create a new source for them, and I'm gonna just put in, I have a folder that's V-Ray textures, and I just select folder and they all become green, and now you will see that it will be a little bit lighter, all this in the tree. So that's just to get a little bit more appealing appealing result. I'm not so happy with the sun. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn on the sun when I'm standing here, and I'm gonna try to adjust it a little bit. I think if I bring, okay, I want like shade around the area of the sitting, so I'm gonna try, yeah, maybe something like this, and let me see if that, okay, is that better? So I like this, maybe just a tiny bit, so somewhere in the middle, something here. I'm gonna cancel this, I'm gonna update my scene. So now my scene is pretty much okay. I'm gonna leave it now for now. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the grass, and I'm gonna add a fur. So basically I'm gonna click here, a fur, and I'm gonna go here to the options. Under the fur, usually count per area, you can add this, and length, I usually put it a little bit higher. I think this is basically good. Let's see how that comes out. Okay, so now when we add the fur, it usually takes more time to render. So as you can see, it's very high grass, and that's covering our nice path that we did here. We can deal with that in a few different ways, but for now I think I'm gonna put the length a little bit lower, like let's say 3, because it's also covering the stair, and I don't like it covering the stair. So let's put it like 3, and let's try to render it now and see how this looks. Yeah, other than that, a lot of it I'm gonna change. I'm gonna get the feel also with Photoshop, so it won't be 100% finished when I'm done with that. So another thing we can do, we can like scatter around some rocks, and I was thinking about doing it, and I'm not sure I'm gonna do it, but you can. I have a video. There is a few plugins like a spray can plugin, and another guy has a wonderful plugin, and with those plugins you can really get good results. Okay, so basically what I see here is we can just cancel the first stair and maybe take the ground up, and that will make it. So I'm just gonna hide it for now, and I'm gonna update, and I'm gonna select those two, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna raise it up a notch. Let's say I'm gonna raise it 2 inches. Okay, and now I want to see how that comes out. Yeah, so that's better. You see here some ground, you see here some grass. I like it. Okay, this won't be final, but for now this is good enough. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. Okay, and this I already applied one Vray material, so I just want to let you know. So if I go to the bucket tool and I sample this concrete, you can see it's already a Vray material, and I got it from the collection. So if you can use the collection, that will save you a lot of time. So try to use it as much as you can. So I'm going to concrete, and I'm gonna just swap it just to show you how you can swap it. So here's another concrete. So I'm gonna select this one. I'm gonna select this one, and I'm gonna right click it, and I'm gonna select all objects in scene, and I'm gonna go to the new one, this one is the new one, and apply to selection. And then this says 2 meters, so if you want it accurate as much as you can just go here, and instead of that you just do 200, because that's centimeters, or you just write 2m, and that's it. And now it's more, the placement is better. So that's already, that's one material that I already did. So now I want to continue with the environment. I'm gonna select here this material here, the road, and I can use the quick settings. I'm just gonna copy this, I'm gonna put it on the bump, and I'm gonna crank it out, like let's say to 3.5, so we get a good bump. And I'm gonna add some reflections, and I'm gonna take the glossiness down. So I think that'll be all I'm gonna do for this ground material, just a bump and some reflection. The tree, what I'm gonna do is basically I can do the quick selection. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy again this material. I'm gonna go to the map, I'm gonna add a bump map, and I'm gonna crank it out to 1.5, and I'm sorry if I'm too fast, and just let me know if you want a slower tutorial. But I'm sorry, I just, because I do it, I maybe do it too fast, but basically I don't know, just let me know if that was too fast. Okay, so next up, this is the tree. So this is for the tree, and I want to add a reflection, so I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna add a reflection. And the reflection is I can put a color in this reflection, just a little bit, and I can just take down the glossiness, like to maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5, something like that, and that'll be the reflection. The next, let's take this tree. This tree will do the same process. Copy this, add a bump, place it here, 1.5, add a reflection, right? Add a reflection, add a tint to the reflection, like a brownish. Here is more greenish, I don't know, but I'll just do something like this. Take down the reflection, and that will for that. For the leaves, it's possible to do it like transparent and a lot of stuff, but I think for now I'm just gonna leave it like this. And I'm not sure I'm even gonna put some I'm not even sure I'm gonna put some reflection on it. I'm just gonna leave it now like this. Let's do the pillows. So the pillows, I have this, and it's just a color. So what I'm gonna do select all objects in scene, so you can see they're selected. And I'm gonna go to the fabric on the Vray materials, and I'm gonna look for a fabric that could work well. So let's say this one could really work well, and I don't like the color, but apply material to selection, and I'm gonna change the colors. So basically the way to do it, you here, if I'm on the fabric, I'm just gonna put here 10 cm, doesn't give me, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna change the color with the diffuse. Let's see if I change the diffuse, if that will change the color. So basically the diffuse does just change the tint, not the real color. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring it back and bring it to here, and I'm gonna see here there's another diffuse, and I'm gonna check out this diffuse. So as you can see, this is the diffuse, and this is another diffuse basically. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna copy this. This could be a little bit confusing. Just I went back to the material. I'm going to copy this, and I'm gonna place it. I'm gonna change this material to a hue saturation, and that sorry, color correction, and I'm gonna place it here. So now I have the same texture, just in front of it I have color correction. So now I can play with it a little bit. So I can, like for example, I can make a different color, and I can also take the saturation off. So basically make it a little bit grayish, and I can also make it brighter as I want. So let's say something like this, and now I get a more clean white material. So so I got this material figured out. So now that I have this, I'm gonna also apply it on this one, and I see here I don't have any material. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna apply it here, same here. And for some reason I don't see a texture on the I don't see a texture here. So now that I see a texture, I can just write what it says here. It says on the material the size 10 centimeters. So I'm gonna put just 10 cm. Okay, next up I want to change this glass to be the same glass as here. So I don't have a lot of kinds of glass in my material, in my project. And also this woven, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. Let's see if Vray can do a better job. So basically I got in, I selected it all, I get to Vray UV tools, and I'm gonna just try the options, and I think the first option is really nice. Let's try the other option as well, and that's I usually do it with a spherical. So maybe a spherical can work. It's just big, so maybe let's try to take it down a little bit. This one, it's 100 centimeters, so let's do 30. 30 is too small because then you see the tiling, and I see the tiling is not good here. So let's do 70. Maybe 50. 50. Okay. So this, I'm not 100% happy with this. And let's try to do also this one. So Vray, and let's try the spherical, and I think this is much better. Let's do the same to this one. I don't know why it's not a component, but I didn't build it. I downloaded it from the 3D warehouse. Okay, so let's make a material for this. So basically, I'm copying the texture here, and I'm gonna place it right here, and the bump needs to be strong, so I'm gonna do a 2.5, and it has some reflection. This material has some reflection, so I'll put, you can also put like a small tint to the reflection, and it's not so glossy, so just a little bit down. So now we have this part. Let's do the glass. The glass, there is a lot of ways to do glass, and also there is a whole collection of glass. But for me, to keep it simple, I usually, the way I do it, I add a reflection, and I delete the diffuse. So now I just have a reflection, and if I want it stronger, I go into the properties of the reflection on the map, and this is a Fresnel node. So I'm gonna put it up to like 3, and that'll make it much more reflective. But if I want it maybe let's say 2.5, whatever, I can test it out and see what's the result. Okay, so we can actually do like a test renders like really soon, but before we do that, what I want to do is at least add a HDRI. So basically I'm gonna go to the settings, and on the environment, instead of having just the sky, I'm gonna select bitmap, and then I'm gonna go to my collection of HDRI, and I have a few that will work, but I have this one, and this one works for me pretty well in a lot of scenes, and I really like it, and I think it will work good here. So I don't remember where I got it from, but this one was a free one. I didn't mean to open it. I'm not sure I took the right one. Let me just sure. This one, yeah. Adobe now. Yeah, thank you. Open. Okay, so I have it here, and placement textures needs to be changed to environment, spherical. Okay, so now we can do a test render just to see what we up to and where we're standing. And since we have a lot of grass in the scene, so this can take a slight a moment, but as you can see, okay. So first thing I realize is that the background is the sun is too strong. The background is very dark, and I don't like the placement of the background. So let's just fix those things first. So I'll just put the background to 15, and the sun, what we can do, I usually not always play with that, but let's try this to maybe, I don't know, maybe the sun is not in a good placement. That's also possible. I'm not happy with the sun anyway, so I'll try just to maybe just put it a little bit and maybe put it down to like 0.75, the strength of the sun. Now for the environment, I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. So the way to do it, you just go texture placement and rotation on the horizontal. This is so much information, but I'm just running through. I hope you get everything I say and it's valuable for you. Just let me know. And if there is short things that you want me to explain, just let me know. So basically a horizontal, so basically, yeah, so I want to rotate it on the horizontal, and let's say just to get it to around, let's try 150. So basically I'm doing around, because I was like, I turned it around 150 degrees. So out of 360, that's almost half. Like the back is now in the front, and as you can see, it's not there yet, because basically I know this HDRI, and it has, let me open it. I'll open it 1 second, give me 1 second. Here, the HDRI is the sky, and the HDRI is this one. So basically what I'm trying to get is to get this sunspot and where the trees are done, and somewhere in this area, like somewhere like this, to get like this view of field. So it's not to really get you can do it with live, like, you know, the interaction, but I don't know, I can't deal with that. Like Maybe my graphics card is not good enough. I have a 107, I don't know, 1017. But maybe it's not the best. That's not the point. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go up to see more of the texture, and now I'm gonna rotate it a little bit more and see what could work and if I'm doing it right. Okay, so now I'm gonna see, and this is something that could take some time. So what I can really do, I can turn off the grass for now, and that's actually a good idea. So here we are. Let me just turn off the grass. To do that, go to the object scene and just cancel the fur here. You see this, turn it off, and this will just make the render faster. Okay, so now I'm gonna render something like this, so I can really see where is the sun is. So I guess it's a little bit more there. So this is maybe probably the worst way to do it, but that's how I find it doing it works for me the best. Let's try like 85. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So we are closer. I want this there. So let's go to our scene and now render. And now what I want to do, I want to move it a little bit, like maybe to 90, to see if that will help or I'm going the wrong direction. So basically I can't even tell. So let me move here and render again and see if I'm moving it in the right direction. And I guess I'm not, so I'm gonna move it downwards. So basically texture placement, just to, let's try 65. And now I see I have some white here. Okay, there we go. This is what I want. I want this bridge between the, okay, so 65. 65 is let's see, how is this now? Okay, that's much better. I want a little bit more. I think something like 55. Try 55. Okay, this is actually, we probably will replace it. We're not gonna keep that sun, so I don't know how much this matters. But just for the shadow, yeah, we definitely replace it. And just out of curiosity, it looks a little bit high. I want to see if my model is over the ground or not. How my scene, like, it's a very maybe I should like rise up a little bit, something like this. Let's see, I want to see, or this or this. I don't know, I think I like the other one better, this one. Okay, continue. Okay, so we got the HDRI fix, and I'm gonna do the wood floor. And okay, so the way I do the wood floor, the same way I copied the texture here. I'm gonna put it here as a bump, and the bump could be like a little bit subtle, maybe 0.55, and I'm gonna add a reflection. And the glossiness I'm gonna put down, and I'm gonna put a tint to the reflection. And I'll do that. And regarding this black, so I'm rendering. I don't know why I'm rendering. Okay, this black, I want it solid black. That's how I want it. and I want to have some reflections a little bit, but I want something like this. Now I could do like a special material for one, so let's do one special material. So I'm gonna take this material and um I'm gonna add a dirt. Let's add a dirt. Mix. Where is the dirt? I can't see it. It's probably in front of my eyes. Here. Dirt material. Okay, great. And that'll be for all the. So we have black and white dirt material. Um, what we want to do is basically to add here some maybe rust. Let's see first. Let's render this just to see what we get. And yeah, so basically it's all white and we have some black dirt. So we want it opposite. We want it all black, and we want here, instead of having this, we'll get like a beat map. Let's find something that I have. Like, you can probably download it from Polygon. He has a lot of stuff. Let's see what kind of dirt I have. I don't want to get too, because then they will make the video so long. I'm already in half an hour in the video, and so yeah, I'm basically I don't want here. So let's see what I got in dirt. So those are not good. I don't think they will work. Let's see what I got on rust. You just need to type in rust or something like that here. So rust I have a little bit better. Let's take this one. Okay, so just to see, okay, and after I got this, I can add some reflections. Obviously not so shiny, and I can copy this and add it as a bitmap. So now I have some grain. Okay, so now let's check out one of those things. Let's see how this comes down to. So now I'll need to wait a little bit if I want to see the result. Okay, I don't see anything special here. So basically the dirt, what you get is the line here, and it's not so here you see here the rust. So basically this is all it gives us. So this is not so strong. Maybe I can change the dirt. Let me take this one, and let me change the radius to a little bit bigger. Maybe let's do 3 inches, and yeah, now let's try to render. And now this will have a bigger impact. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. As you can see, this is pretty cool, looking good. That's obviously way too much, and I'm not gonna leave it like this. Is way too much. This is I'm just gonna take it down a notch. Maybe I'm just gonna put it 1.5. Okay. Basically, also this concrete can use a dirt, and so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the dirt and I'm gonna apply it to this and this and this and this. Yeah, I should have done it as a block or some component. And this, okay. So this will be a dirt. So this is like the complex material. Here I really want to do like a graffiti thing, so I'm not sure I'm gonna do it because the time, but I'm just I maybe will split the video. So this will be like part 1, and on part 2 I'm gonna add this thing. So basically what I want to do is something like this. I want to get a face on the green like this, and make it a group, and now I want this face to be from side to side. This is basically kind of a UV map, a way to do stuff. And I'll take this up. Okay. Okay, back to here. So I have this face, and I'm gonna take it over here, and I'm gonna apply one of the SketchUp materials. It's under, let me find it 1 second. Patterns. Yeah, patterns. It's under patterns. You take this squares, and now what you can do is you can just make it a little bit bigger, maybe I don't know, maybe 50. Okay, and I will go texture, position, and we're just gonna put it one in the corner like this, and let's just have it finish in the corner so it'll be easy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pin this one here, I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna pin it over here, and I'm gonna drag this right over here, so I get like a grid, a nice grid of this texture. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go to texture, make unique texture. Once you click make unique texture, if you go over here and you select it, you will see you have this unique texture. Now you can export it. You just click here and then you get this, and now when you get here you can save it somewhere. Obviously it's saved somewhere, and I'm gonna just save it on the desktop for now. And let's open Photoshop, the license thing. I hope I'll let's open Photoshop. Now let's take this and drag it into Photoshop. Okay, so now it's very low res, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it larger. Image size, and percent, I'm just gonna do 200%, so I get more pixels. I'm gonna make it like this, and I'm gonna add just a solid color, and I want it pure black, and I'm just gonna type in, I'm gonna choose, I don't have my special, yeah, okay, let me pause the video for one second to get the Photoshop set up, because this is, I'll save it just save it on the desktop for now. Okay, so this is the end of part 1. I split the video for 2. So if you liked it, just like, share, and comment. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, everything. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.